All right. Now let's transition from our tennis news to something a little more interesting for Indian cricket, not IPL, and that is the naming of Shubman Gill as captain of the Indian Test team. You had kind of called it. I had already called it. You said Bumrah would put up a fit if he was not made the Test captain. He did not, and the reason, as Harsha Bogle rightly pointed out in a podcast, the thing about Harsha Bogle is in the commentary box he is toothless, but once he gets into the studio, he is a brilliant analyst still. So once in the studio, he was saying, once I saw that Sydney test and I saw Bumrah break down, I knew his captaincy chances were gone that very moment. Because Indian cricket knows that Bumrah is too valuable for him to be playing every test match. And once that message was there for everyone to see, we had already called it a month or so back. Bumrah is not going to be playing all the 5 tests. You are saying he should play the first 2 tests, then take a break. I am saying forget that. Let him have this uniform schedule. Play a test match, break. Play a test match, break. Play a test match, break. Things like that. Because that's basically how you are going to do it. And he shouldn't miss the test match at Lords and he shouldn't miss the test match at the Oval. He bowled brilliantly at those 2 grounds last time. So, and he loved those 2 grounds. So for me, he has to play the third and fifth test, which means the first test is also an automatic. So that's the way we are moving forward. So what did you think of the captaincy choice and what did you think of the way in which it was handled?
Who else would they have to go to?
Very little as no options actually, if you
Yeah,
really think about it.
there was really no
No
option.
options.
Once Bumrah was ruled out because of his injury record, there was really no other option. Now the problem
None.
is this: you look at that batting line. I was starting to wonder where are the runs coming from. And the rumor that's emerging now is that Shubman will bat at 4.
Yeah, and
Right?
he
So
should
I
bat
am.
at four.
So it'll be Jaiswal and
Rahul to open. Yeah, Rahul to
okay,
open.
Rahul. Uh, then one
Sai
down will be
Sudarshan. Sai Sudarshan. Yes, that's the rumor.
really.
Yeah, yeah. They're planning to put him up there. It's either him or Karun Nair, one of the two.
I would think it's Karun Nair.
Yeah, fair enough. Away series, so I'll give Karun Nair the benefit of the doubt there. And then at number 4, you have Gill. At number 5, you'll have Pant. At number 6, you'll have Nitish Kumar Reddy. At
No,
number
I
7,
need.
and
Sorry, it needs one more batsman.
number
Needs one
7,
more.
you'll have. At number 7, I think they're going to play Jurel.
Yeah, I'm
Six or
sorry.
six
Still,
Jurel.
I think this lineup needs a little bit more protection right now. It needs another batsman.
They're going to put Jaddu as the another batsman. Just you wait and watch. Kuldeep will be left out for the upteenth series again. Even though he's in the squad, he might as well not be because we all know that Jaddu will play all 5 test matches even when he is ineffective as a spinner abroad. Look, he can bat well in English conditions, but it's becoming tragic. Kuldeep should play all 5 tests. He should especially play the tests at Old Trafford, where it does spin, and at the Oval, where it certainly spins. But we all know that Jaddu is going to be the choice. Sad, but what to do? That's the reality. And
No,
they should
I don't think any options are foreclosed anymore. Look, if you can move so quickly from Virat and Rohit,
yeah,
right? So quickly. I think
yeah,
we all assumed whatever happened, they were going to play in England. But
yeah,
that happened so quickly. To me, it feels like every position is now open. There is no reason for Jadeja to assume that he gets to play every time.
yeah. Honestly, for me, I would actually argue that a 2 spin, 3 paceman attack in England is a decent attack. You don't need 4 pacers. Go with a 2 spin, 3 pace attack and try it out. I would rather have 2 good spinners who can control rather than a fourth seamer who has no control over the ball is swinging.
Also, to be able to give yourself some batting depth.
Yeah.
There's
I,
this lack of
I mean,
depth is a
generally,
little.
yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
has to step up, man. Somebody's going to have to step up in this series. We
But
need
they're
runs
going
from
to be
someone.
But looking at the rumors around the English camp, they're going to be giving us the flattest of decks to bat on because they have no confidence in their batting lineup surviving Bumrah and co. So we are going to be having some runs being made.
Yeah, and he's also look. New captain will also have a fairly new look bowling lineup because Bumrah, as we're saying, will not play all five.
Yeah.
Right? So
No.
load management with Bumrah becomes crucial, which means he'll actually be given instructions of if you bowled Bumrah this time of the day, you cannot bowl him till this time of the day.
This time of the day.
Uh,
Yes.
which will mean as a captain, you're very limited in how you can use him.
Absolutely. And the
Right?
opposition will know it too.
There's
Opposition
no
know they can
Shami.
just play out.
There's no Shami.
No Shami. No Shami.
So you have Siraj.
Yeah.
And then will be a set of fast bowlers that this new captain will have to groom. Right?
Yeah.
So his starting point is perhaps Prasidh.
Yeah. Prasidh Krishna.
So now you've got three seamers, which
Yeah.
are uh, in a
Bumrah,
test match
Siraj,
which Bumrah plays, right? So Bumrah, Siraj, Prasidh.
Siraj, Prasidh. And if Bumrah doesn't play, then you'll have to replace him with a person like Arshdeep Singh.
Yeah,
Arshdeep will be your
yeah,
go-to bowler.
yeah, yeah. So a new bowling lineup for a new captain as well. Not bad. I'm happy to see this change. Listen, change is always difficult. You always have some bad results, but you have to go
But you
through it.
have to go through that. Yeah, you
You
have to
have to
go
go through
through
it.
it.
It's as simple as that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. What would you say to the opening combination? According to me, is reasonably stable right now. You can keep Jaiswal and Rahul around, and you can expect them to do a good job. I know Rahul will disappoint sometimes, but
Yeah, and
he
you'll
has
have you have Ishwaran as the backup.
Yeah, actually, there are some rumors that Ishwaran will be our newest number three instead of Karun Nair.
That can work, in my opinion. I like Abhimanyu Ishwaran. I like him as a
Yeah,
batsman.
yeah, he has a very solid technique to him. That's what I've
Hmm.
seen, and that can definitely work in English conditions. So that can certainly work. But if that is the case, some people are saying we'll be playing at least two wicket-keeper batsmen or three wicket-keeper batsmen, two as pure batters and Pant as the wicket-keeper batsman. So some are saying we'll also include Jurel in the batting lineup because everyone has been impressed by his technique, especially what he has shown in the red ball formats against spin, especially. But even against pace, the man has already proven himself to an extent. They are saying Jurel should get a very good look in during these five games.
I'm very happy to hear that. I like Dhruv Jurel a lot. I think he's a good
Yeah,
cricketer,
yeah.
good smart cricketer, and plays a very good brand of cricket. I like his cricket.
Hmm.
He's got
But
aggression
by
to him, takes some
yeah,
risk, but he's got a lot of skill. A lot of skill.
would you? So let me ask you: would you go for a three-man pace attack with two spinners? That's what I want to go with. I don't care about the fourth pacer because the fourth pacer is as useless as your third pacer in certain cases. I'll tell you why. Because in Australia we were selecting four pacers. Harshit Rana, other than the Perth Test match, did very little. He did some. Melbourne Test, he was pretty good, but that's the problem. You cannot rely on him. So that's my point. I want three good pacers, gun pacers, and two good spinners. And one is a great spinner. Kuldeep is a game changer even on a day one flat deck. He can get the ball to turn. So for me, if you want Jadeja for his batting, fine, I get that. Jadeja is a genuinely good batting option at number 6, number 7, or even number 8. But then please don't leave out Kuldeep. Four pacers are not going to do anything that three pacers aren't going to do because your fourth pacer is as underutilized as your third pacer. Some geniuses are saying Shardul Thakur is going to be in the first match, and I'm thinking, oh God, really? Really? Shardul is not your fourth pacer. Come on. I want Kuldeep. I want a spinner to make a difference, and
Yeah,
spin will give you that difference.
and this is a highly skillful spinner. He's a superb bowler,
Exactly my
highly
point.
skillful.
And
He's probably
Kuldeep
at his
is,
and he's bowling his best right now as well. He's
yeah,
bowling
yeah, yeah.
really well.
Really well. And that's my point. Why not take Kuldeep and Jaddu together if you want Jaddu so bad and then say we'll have three pacers and we'll have Nitish Kumar Reddy as the all rounder. So you essentially have a 6-man attack. You have three genuine pacers, two spinners, one of whom is an all-rounder and another full-time pacing all-rounder. So you have 6 bowlers. You don't even have overload issues. Give Nitish Kumar Reddy 10 overs a day, 15 overs a day. Let's see how he turns out. Let's see how much his fitness holds up. This has to be a testing ground. You cannot say just because, okay, fine. Bumrah is obviously untouchable. You cannot, touch how much his workloads are. But you have to give Prasidh Krishna 20 overs a day. You have to give Siraj 25 overs a day. These are certain things we have to come into, terms with. We cannot just say.
There's no way they're going to have a bowl 20 overs from one bowler again. I think those days are
Unless it's a
gone. These
spinner.
guys are,
Unless it's a
yeah,
spinner.
yeah, yeah.
Unless it's a spinner.
Not a seamer. Seamer, though, no chance. They're never going to do it
But then
again.
Yeah, but then you are going to have serious issues with workloads for all the pacers. The thing is, for me, if you want my 11, I'll say Jaiswal, Rahul, and then I'll go with Ishwaran. I'll go Gill. I'll go Pant. I'll go number 6 will be Jurel. Then number 7 will be Jaddu. Number 8 will be Kuldeep. Then Bumrah, Prasidh, and Siraj. 11. Now, if you want another pace bowling all rounder, take out Jurel and put in Nitish Kumar Reddy and say, fine, we'll go with one batter slightly lesser. I'm not saying Reddy is a bad batsman. His Melbourne innings was superb. He can bat. He can definitely bat. So if you're willing to do that, go in with a 6-man attack. Don't drop Kuldeep. Kuldeep is your match winner. He can turn the ball on a dime. You cannot go in with only one spinner in Jeddu and say this man is going to win us the match. He won't. He'll give you 3 or 4 wickets sure, and he'll be very economical. That also I get, but he's not going to win you the match. Kuldeep is going to win you the match. The other point, they have only one spinner. So your 2 spinners can be a point of difference because all of their 4 pace bowlers are exactly the same. They're all copies of each other. You have Gus Atkinson, you have Sam Cook, you have people like what's his name, Sam Cook, and who else? There are a few others. If Archer is not playing, it basically means that you're facing 4 seamers, all of whom are virtually the same bowler. Sam Cook was bowling at 110 km per hour in the Zimbabwe game. This man is not a serious bowler. He's a serious bowler because he gets green tops. He was getting bashed around by Zimbabwe batsmen. And I'm no disrespect to Zimbabwe batsmen. They gave a really good account of themselves, but Sam Cook is not a great bowler. Let me put it that way. So if your seam attack is Gus Atkinson and Ollie Robinson and Chris Wokes, don't tell me that's a serious bowling attack. There's no point of difference with seam or swing or pace. There's none. You give a flat deck for these Indians. The only one I saw who impressed me in that Zimbabwe test was Josh Tongue. Josh Tongue was genuinely bowling quick. He was hitting the bat hard. Then I thought, okay, fine, this guy could be a threat. And of course, Ben Stokes, because Ben Stokes has a golden arm gifted to him from the gods themselves. And he's like, yeah, every time he comes on, he picks up
Is,
wickets. But
is Mark Wood fit for our series?
I don't think they're going to play him all fighters.
No, no.
Maybe towards the end of the series. Maybe towards the end. They weren't even playing him in the Zimbabwe test. I'm not even sure whether he's fit right now. That's how bad it is.
Mark Wood, interesting. Archer, interesting. Good bowlers.
Yeah.
Who else?
Don't.
Atkinson
Wokes
has a
is
good
good.
Atkinson has a good record at home. Yeah, I don't think they're also in the kind of shape. Look, in 2011, when we got road rolled, no?
Yeah, yeah.
That was a heck of an English bowling lineup.
Yes. Tremlett, Anderson, Broad. So many.
Yeah, they had a good setup, and they were all
Yeah.
hitting peak. Swan,
Yeah. Swan
they were
as
all
well.
starting.
Yeah.
They were all hitting peak big time.
Yeah.
That's not the case this year with this lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
A-
I,
And we
let's
all
see
know,
what
and we all
happens.
And we all know Ben Stokes' strategy. He has already said that we want to play this very attacking, fast scoring style of cricket. That is not going to happen on a green seamer. You give Bumrah green seamer, and these guys are going to get all out for 50. They don't have the technique other than Harry Brook and maybe Joe Root. Of course, Joe Root. Joe Root and Harry Brook can survive on such grounds. Don't tell me Ben Duckett, Zach Crawley, Ollie Pope, Jamie Smith are going to survive on a green seamer against Bumrah and co. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I take the point you're making. I haven't really thought about the test team too much as yet. I think there's a big transition happening, and I look at anything you do in these batting lineups right now. This will be experimental for a bit, right? You'll
Yeah,
have to have
yeah,
players being tried out in different positions, see how they respond to that position. So things are a little bit open. Uh,
yeah,
Shubman Gill indicating now to go down to four. I think, given his he to me, he's become a little loose in his batting,
yeah,
and so that opener and number three has just been way too loose.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe four will suit him better if he can come in with the ball a little bit older.
yeah,
Maybe come in and at the 20 over stage, the 25 over stage.
yeah,
That might suit him perfectly.
yeah.
Game's more
But
opened
there's
out.
another. Yeah, yeah, but there's also one more point. The ideal position that Adit Kapadia was making for Shubman Gill is not even four, it's actually five. He should drop himself further down the order. A
Yeah.
number four would be more of the level of a technical batsman like Dhruv Jurel. I'm giving this high praise to him, but I'm just
No, no, I
saying the
know, I know, I know. But Shubman will not look at himself in that light. Okay. So he's going to bat it for sure. He doesn't look at himself as someone who lacks technique.
yeah,
He'll bat it for. Um, yeah, like I said, I have no problem with the transition to or two. It's not a big deal. I
absolutely,
think we have enough
absolutely.
bowling. I don't think this English team is all that great.
It's
Uh,
not.
we can go at them,
The
even in
other part
transition. We can go.
the other part why I'm talking about Kuldeep so much on this pod is because if you remember on the English tour where they toured India, Kuldeep was our difference maker in our bowling. Ashwin bowled well, I get that, but Kuldeep bowled some magnificent spells. These guys were going hard at him on good flat batting decks on day one, day two. This man had the gall, had the guts to bowl so well. He had the ball on a string. He would bowl with loop. He would bowl with dip. He would bowl with drift. He would bowl with flight. He would bowl with
No,
turn.
no,
It was
he's got
so
every skill.
superb.
Listen, he loves being attacked by batsmen. Attacking batsmen make his life a lot easier. He's a superb bowler. He's at his peak. I'm with you on this. Let's not do to him what we did to Ashwin. This guy has to
Yeah.
play every test match we play.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the other part, I'm trying to get even more ahead of myself in one point. If you remember Harry Brook coming to India in the white ball tour, he looked like a fish out of water when he was facing spin, especially good spin like Kuldeep Yadav, who was bowling to him that series. Varun Chakravarti was all over him like a rash. Varun Chakravarti, I'm not talking about even Kuldeep here. Varun is a good bowler, but he's not a Kuldeep Yadav level bowler, and this man was all over him like a rash. And that was in a white ball format. If it's in a white ball 50 over 20 over format that this man cannot handle good spin, then how is the hell is he going to handle red ball spin on a pitch that even gives slight assistance? It's going to be very difficult. That's why I'm saying include Kuldeep. Harry Brook will become a very big bunny in that sense. He cannot handle spin. He just doesn't have the game yet. He has just decided, I'll just leave it for later. That's another
Uh,
reason why.
it's not just even the matchups. I Kuldeep is so skillful at what he does that I would have him in the team just because I want that skill in my team. That's a very rare skill. A left arm leg spinner. My God. Left arm leg spinner, pure gold.
Imagine Shane once said early on in Kuldeep's career when he was back with Rajasthan or something, he said that this man will surpass me. He said that. He said these things. He said this man has my level of skill with the ball. Shane once said that, and he's not a man to give out praise just willy nilly. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, Kuldeep, also another player I think will be a little disappointed with overall how his career has gone so far. But it's
Absolutely.
time
But that's not
to,
his
time,
fault.
time to
But
sort
that's
all
not,
of that out. But
yeah.
now is the time to sort all of that out. One
Yeah.
good away tour, and you're in. Yeah, then you're after that you're the man.
But you know what they're going to do? They're not going to pick him in the first test. They're not going to pick him in the second. They might pick him in the third. That's the problem with these chaps. Unless Gambhir is very clear about the fact that he has seen Kuldeep, because he actually saw Kuldeep. Kuldeep was a Kolkata Knight Rider under his management. Then he has to be very clear. He has to take a tough call and say, you know what, I don't care. Let's get Kuldeep out on the park and he has to play. Look, if he has two bad matches, then fine. But if he even gives you like 5 to 6 wickets in a game, and with 3 or 4 of them being first innings wickets, that's when you know you have hit the jackpot. He doesn't need to be a 7 wicket per innings bowler. He's not going to be, not with the level of attack around him. But that's basically what you have to look for
7 wickets per inning.
in one inning, meaning not every inning. Like you are hoping for the magic performance, right? You shouldn't look for the magic performance. You should be looking for consistent gains. That's
No,
my point.
no, you have to. Your bowling lineup shares the load better nowadays. So, listen,
Yeah.
I'm not even sure Jaddu gets in ahead of Washi as the
Washi is not
batting.
even in the test team. Washi is not even in the
Or if they
test team.
haven't picked him at all.
Yeah, no, no. They haven't picked him because they clearly said, okay, off breaks are probably easier for the English batsman to face, because if you remember in the last test series against Australia, Nathan Leon was a non-factor, complete non-factor. He got injured after the second test, but he was pretty much a non-factor. They were bashing him everywhere. And for me, out of all the English bowlers, if they don't end Shoaib Bashir's career, I'll be very disappointed. Shoaib Bashir is not a good bowler. He's not. He has
Anyway,
some skill, but he's not a good bowler. You can just you can play him out. You don't even need to attack him. You can milk him for 4 runs and over, and it will be still fine. I don't
let's
understand.
see. Let's see how it goes. It also depends on how our what kind of confidence level our batting is at. There's a lot of newness now. Yeah, we have to adjust to that.
Can you believe that we are thinking of Jaiswal as a senior figure in this batting lineup?
It's good they
That's
all
so
grow up
insane.
together. It's good for them. They
Yeah,
grow up together.
yeah. This is the time for KL Rahul not to even hit centuries, but just to think about staying at the crease. If he can stay at the crease and do a Pujara type role, believe me, this team will hit 500s, 600s on the regular, because they know a guy is there. And Rahul has the technique for it. Like if he gets out to an absolute Jaffa. He doesn't, also sometimes to really bad balls, but most often in Test cricket, I've seen him only get out to Jaffas. So that's the point. So Rahul has to think, if I am at the end of the day 100 runs not out of 300 balls, I've done more than done my job. I have exhausted them. That's how we should start thinking about this. That's how we should start thinking about this.
KL Rahul needs to start acting like a 45 test match average batsman. He's behaving like
Absolutely.
what he is, which is a 35 average batsman.
That
He
you
needs to, because his skill level is high enough, he needs to start thinking like someone who averages 45. That is someone who is simply not going to throw their wicket away and will still also rotate and score runs because he's got the shots.
he's
But
got the shots.
he can start any series well. He always returns to median. Just can't help it. So
I
he
don't know
literally,
why.
for him, this is literally a line in the sand. Now he becomes one of the most senior most players there.
Yeah,
Um, and it's his responsibility to take the next generation forward.
yeah,
He has to contribute leadership and runs like Kohli and Sharma used to for quite some time, right?
yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, he has to take this as phase two of his career and step up.
yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, we'll be
By
in
the way,
trouble.
a word on Pant. Pant, I know you have had the worst of IPLs. Erase that from your memory and get back to the format that you are best at, Test cricket. But you know what is worrying me? The flat decks are definitely going to be a bonus, and he's going to come in around the 40, 50 over mark, even later, probably regularly. Hopefully, it's the 100 over mark. Point is, play the way you were supposed to play on the offside. Play your offside shots, Pant. We don't want to see you keep on hoiking it leg side. It became so annoying for me to watch. Play your offside shots. You had such a great cut shot. You had such a great cover drive. What happened to those? Play them. I don't see. I don't know what happened to him. But please get back into form. We need you. If you are a 45 average keeper who keeps magnificently, you are an invaluable part of this team. We need you back at your best, brother. And please stop with the ramps and stupid shots. If you want to play any crazy shots, go down the ground. Because down the ground, it doesn't matter how many fielders are there on the boundary. I know you're going to clear all of them. But don't go for ramps. Let me put it that way.
He's also got more responsibility now in the sense
Yeah.
that he'll also have to face more deliveries, produce more runs overall, take on that meaty run scoring burden.
Yeah.
That's a big hole to fill,
Yeah.
right? Kohli and Sharma together.
Yeah.
Like I said, ye आराम से होगा. This will slowly settle down. Let's see who fits where. Maybe they have a good series to start off with. Maybe they don't. You'll evaluate again. You'll have more players coming into that cycle. I can't even be sure we've seen the next great Indian batsman. Uh,
Yeah. That's true.
things are a little bit in the air for everywhere. Let's see how this England tour goes.
Fair enough. Fair
Huge
enough.
tour for Jaiswal, I think. Huge tour.
Huge too. Huge too. But assume he makes around 400 runs in the five tests. Then you can say he's arrived.
Yeah. Opener. Yeah. 400 is pretty good in England for an opener.
But assume he goes on an absolute run, like the 700 run tour. Let's assume he actually goes haywire, like absolutely haywire. I'm just trying to see the possibility, and the possibilities are there because there'll be flat pitches. Flat pitches are going to make it a hell of a lot easier for Jaiswal to bat on as well. It's not going to be as difficult as Australia's Sydney pitch was, for example, just to give you a point, or
Look, the
Adelaide was.
pitches, the pitches will be what they will be, but a part of Test cricket in England is about the weather.
Yeah, weather,
You may
weather,
have a flat pitch, but if it's cloudy weather and the ball starts to swing,
swing.
then it
Yeah,
doesn't matter, right? Then the flat pitch will be of less consequence. So it'll still be hard. It'll still be difficult. Let's see how we go. I'm very interested in seeing how trigger happy the batting lineup is. I mean, all these are important questions. Who's going to absorb more deliveries? Who's going to play more balls? Who's going to last longer? Who are you going to build around? These are not roles that any of them have had to have in any way before, and now they
yeah.
must.
And you know what is another conscious change I've seen from England? The fact the 2022 test where they chased down 378 to beat us, right? Remember that test? So that fifth test. So the thing is, I'm pretty sure at this point, Ben Stokes wants to eliminate the toss advantage disadvantage completely. So what is basically done is after that New Zealand series where they chased down totals from 250 to 299 three times and then chased down 378 against India once, they basically said we want that fourth or fifth day pitch to be as good as a first day pitch. They're basically making iron hard, rock hard surfaces now. The same thing happened in the Zimbabwe test. The pitch was superb even in the fourth day, and it would have been superb even on a fifth day. Point is, now they're eliminating the toss disadvantage. So India may be tempted to start chasing as well on these pitches, not just bat first, especially if the overhead conditions are very unforgiving for the batsman in the first session, first hour of play.
Yeah, it's all too speculative right now. We're a
Yeah.
little while away from the England tour.